Okay, your poster for microbiology. If we had been in a face-to-face class, we would have had students, pairs of students working together on this poster. And you will still work in pairs, so there'll be, let me make this very clear, one poster per pair of students. You do not and should not get together physically to do this. Instead, you should work over using the computers and over the internet and send the poster back and forth with your changes to it until you both agree on your poster for your given state or country that you were randomly assigned. Okay, so if you look at that poster template, there's already a logo, there's a place for your title, your names, and your course, and I'm going to switch this around so there's no confusion. There's background and research question. Okay? So I've already given you directions in there where you would talk about epidemiology and the studies in epidemiology. You could use your textbook to cite this information. Okay, so that would be a big picture. Then, and let me check and make sure I'm consistent with what I said. Okay, then COVID. Some general information about this horrible virus, okay? And then you get to your specifics. So do you see these are 3 paragraphs? And your research question. Okay? So you've got a box that all of this goes in. So you just go in, backspace what I have in there, and add your information. Then you have your methods. And this is in past tense, paragraph form, what you did, very briefly. This center section should be for results. And this is where you can put tables and or graphs or figures. Okay? So this whole middle section. And I gave you some tips on what to look at, like the number of cases per day, per week, whatever you did, the number of deaths, the number of recoveries in that given area that you were assigned. And you'll need to, again, work with the person that you were paired with to get all this together. So you'll display your results in these tables. Now you need descriptive titles or legends for these. And what do I mean by that? With your with a table, for example, if you are abbreviating something, you would put table 1, the title, and then any abbreviations or anything else that you need to describe what it is, okay? So that a person that's looking at that has full information, knows exactly what they are looking at. And then your discussion. And your discussion is in, let's see, it's interpretation, of your results. So you summarize what you've got presented over here, giving a nice, concise picture of what has been going on through the quarter as you've collected these statistics on this, on again, the COVID infection rates and all in your state or country that you were randomly assigned. Then the implications. Now this is really a big picture thing. This you could now compare the given state to how it fits in with the United States. For example, New York. New York is where most of the cases were, where most of the deaths were. Whereas Montana, if someone has Montana or Alaska, very few relative to some of the other places. There's a source on, it's from Johns Hopkins, and it shows even the last 14 days in graphical form of new cases, and that's a lot of information. See, there, in fact, as we're opening up, and sadly with all the riots that were due to the policeman causing the death of George Floyd, a lot of people are together. So we've been talking before this, it was, oh, we need to stay at home, we need to be washing our hands, we need to wear face coverings, we need to stay 6 feet away from anyone. And then states have ordered opening up, and like I said, there have been all these protests where you have all these people together. And one of the fears is this is going to cause a spike in cases. Okay, but anyway, interpretation, implications, and limitations. One of the things, if I was a student doing this, I might say, hey, I'm not an epidemiologist, so from what I've learned, this is what I've put together. But a professional knows specific statistics that should be looked at better than I would. Okay? You have a short frame of time. The fact that not everyone's tested. There are all kinds of limitations here. So do that. Write that section. So that's in 3 parts, and your background and research question is in 3 parts. Then you have your acknowledgments. And finally, the literature cited. Now, what is going to happen as far as this being graded? I am going to put together a rubric. I've done the one for my 2 Biology 223 classes, so I'm going to take that and make it fit your poster. Then I'm going to assign the rubric for your poster to some of your classmates, and they are technically going to grade it. So they're going to go with that rubric. Make sure that you have everything in here. Because if you're missing a part that's worth 8 points or 10 points, you don't get those points. That's automatically a big deduction from your grade. So make sure you follow that rubric and use this template for this poster. Okay? If you have questions, be sure and send them to me on Canvas, and I'll answer them if I feel like the question is broad enough that everyone needs to get that answer. I will send that out to everyone. All right, I will get that done, get your rubric out sometime today. Okay, bye.